Hi, I'm Carol Jurgensen Sheets, aka Carol the Coach. And today I wanted to talk to you about something that is near and dear to my heart, and that is empathy. I just wanted to explain to you as a couple why empathy is so important in treating infidelity. You know, there's really no other greater pain than sexual betrayal, with the exception of losing a child, of course. It has to require that you have an awareness for when to use empathy. However, what I found when I was teaching empathy is that many betrayers did not know what empathy was. And so I did some research and found that Brene Brown had the best video on empathy, and she got her information from Teresa Wiseman, who was a nursing scholar. And Teresa Wiseman did the research, and Teresa said that empathy has to have four qualities. One, you have to be able to take someone's perspective when you're developing empathy. I got to be able to begin to know what it feels like to be in your shoes. Now, that being said, I always say to the betrayer, do not use the word understand, because you couldn't possibly understand the pain and the trauma that is caused by infidelity. And yet, it is important to be aware of that pain and trauma and get used to seeing it and maybe even predict it. And last but not least, even feel your own when you see somebody so badly affected. So again, number one is being able to take the betrayed's perspective. Secondly, it's about recognizing the emotionality. You know, you walk out of a room, he or she is fine, you walk back in, and he or she is triggered, or they're feeling great pain. And you have to be able to see that and, more importantly, lean into it. Because if you think you're the offending person and that you need to walk out to decrease the trigger, decrease the pain, oh boy, I'm telling you, that's never going to fly. Now, if the betrayed partner says, get out of my face, or his, then you get out of their face. But most betrayed partners tell me that they don't want you to walk out. They want you to sit with them and experience the trauma like they are. So the third characteristic of empathy is after you recognize the emotionality, you link it to a feeling. And you know from Erkham, that's one of 5 feelings: anger, sadness, loneliness, fear, and happiness. Keep it simple. One, because you're just getting to know your feelings if you're a betrayer. And two, because the betrayed has executive functioning issues. Trauma floods the prefrontal cortex and causes that. And so keeping it simple will help him or her heal. So that's number 3. And last but not least, number 4, and sometimes this can be the toughest, when you see the trauma response, the pain, the angst, the anger, the sadness, you don't become judgmental. Again, You say, I know I caused that pain, or I know my behavior caused that pain. And I am so sorry that you're going through this because of me. And I'm here with you right now, at least soften what you're going through. Because I really, as the betrayer, I really want us to stay together. I really want us to grow old together. And that means I've really got to help fix this. Again, that's the premise of Burkham, right? That as a couple, they heal faster if the betrayer can help the betrayed heal. And infidelity is a huge wound. And one can work on that by themselves. But when the betrayer shows empathy, is able to see your perspective, is able to recognize it in the body, leans in instead of leaning out, links it to a feeling, anger, sadness, loneliness, fear, and happiness, and does it in a non-judgmental way, you're already on the road to working your relationship out, becoming more authentic, definitely dealing with some vulnerability, and building a better relationship than you ever could have had before. It's an easy definition of empathy. Please memorize those 4 criteria. I'm Carol, the coach, and I am so blessed to be helping you with this pain because I know you're both in pain. I know you both want to get better. And in healthy relationships, conflict breeds intimacy. So hopefully at the end of all this work, you'll be stronger, you'll be more connected, and you'll have more intimacy in your life. And that intimacy isn't just sex. It's emotional, it's physical, it's social, it's intellectual, it's spiritual, and it's purposeful.